joining us today.
No problem.
So I'll just introduce myself to everyone who hasn't joined before. My name's Lucy and I'm Teespring's social media manager. And this is Teespring Tips Live. So it's basically a live stream that we've sort of started with creators to help spark inspiration and show how some of our creators use our platform successfully. So a big warm welcome to Jack Silkstone. And if you'd like to introduce yourself, Jack, to everyone and tell us a bit about your YouTube channel.
So yeah, I started my YouTube channel back in 2014, and I started off just uploading random videos, just like most people do on YouTube. And then I kind of found my niche of theme parks. So I'd go to theme parks and vlog my day, and I live right next to a theme park here in the UK called Thorpe Park. So I work with them quite closely. We film like behind the scenes videos with them, and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Awesome. So we're going to be talking about merch promotional photos today and like how to get the perfect shot. If anyone's used Teespring before, you know that once you've created your designs and chosen your products, you need to promote them. So featuring your merch in promotional content is a key element to spreading the word about it. It not only shows, you know, the quality of the products, but it also can increase your sales as well. So we just want to like talk a bit about this with Jack. And I will say, I know we're all in lockdown right now, so it's probably not, you know, it's not the best time to be going out and taking pictures outside, but you can still get creative at home. So I think that's an important thing to call out. So Jack has created some really awesome imagery with his merch. You can see that on his Instagram. But he also went as far as to create a launch video as well when you launched your merch with us, which I loved. It was just amazing. So could you run us through the process of how you created that video?
So yeah, when I first came up with the idea of doing merch, I knew that I didn't want to just release it and be done with it. I kind of wanted there to be a bit of a build up, because this was like the first thing I'd ever kind of done this thing. Mm-hmm. So my mate that I live with, he's incredible with a camera. I work with him on loads of my videos, and he's like helped me with the designs and stuff. So me and Kieran, this guy, came up with the idea to film a launch video to basically just push the merch. And yeah, it was quite a quick like turnaround. We literally filmed it in a day and got it out there within the next few weeks. But it was just one of these things that we wanted it to be as legit as possible. We wanted to properly like make it an actual thing rather than just releasing the clothes. Yeah,
and I think that makes sense, because I mean, it's easy to just be like, hey, I've launched some merch, but you know, if, for something as cool as launching merch, you want to like shout about it in a creative way. So yeah. I feel like, and especially as you've got your YouTube channel as well, I think it makes sense to like do a video as well. So awesome. And why did you, you know, kind of like I touched on before, why did you choose to like order samples and take your own photos and videos as opposed to just creating the mock-ups?
So yeah, with the samples, as you said, I did create a load of mock-ups on like Photoshop and everything. Mm-hmm. But honestly, for anyone that's like considering going into Teespring merch, I would recommend samples so much, because you actually get to see what the clothes are like in person. Like, I don't know if you can see, I've got this one on now.
Oh, awesome.
I ordered this as a sample, and like, I just thought it was way too big. So if I'd have just gone ahead and literally sold that, I wouldn't have been happy with it. So I'm very, very glad I went and made samples, because there's just nothing like actually holding the product in your hand, and you can actually check the quality and the sizing of the design. So yeah, I went through a lot of samples, but I'm very, very glad I did, because at the end of the day, I'm 100% happy with the products because of the samples.
Yeah, definitely. I think as well, like when you spend so much time and thought creating a design, to actually receive it and hold it in your hands is like a really cool feeling.
Big time, yeah.
As well as like, you know, if you're selling something to your fans or your, you know, your viewers, you want to know that it's something that you would like as well. Like
exactly, yeah. I've been doing this channel for 6 years, and I've got the odd comments saying like, oh, you should release like clothes, but I wanted to make sure that I had it 100% what I would want to wear myself.
Definitely. And where would you say that you find your inspirations for your photo shoots?
So as I said, my whole channel is all about theme parks and stuff. So I'm working on a design soon that will hopefully incorporate that. But with this initial one, like I kind of went for like a streetwear kind of design. So I literally just thought of the basics. What do I want to represent through this first design, this brand? And it was kind of like an urban streetwear kind of vibe that I wanted to go with. So we actually shot our promo video like underneath a bridge, and it looks very industrial. So yeah, you just kind of have to think about what you want to show, what you want to represent through your clothes, and go from there, I guess.
Yeah, I think you can definitely like take inspiration from the designs that you've created and like use that to influence the where you shoot your location. If once we can go outside again. And you can also like I know that when I do photo shoots for Teespring myself, I sort of go onto Pinterest and I have a look at what other people are doing, and you can basically just pull inspiration from everywhere. So
definitely, so long as you're innovating, and you can definitely pull ideas from wherever.
Definitely. And what tips would you give to someone who's never done a photo shoot or never taken photos of their merch before and they want to get started?
I mean, obviously it's difficult because we're in lockdown at the moment here in the UK. Just some basic tips, like if you've never done any kind of creative photography before, literally lighting is so key. If you can get the lighting right, if you're in a bright, well-lit location, any pictures you take are going to look good. But no, I think being in this lockdown is a really good chance for people to get creative and see what they can do with this limited resources that they've got. So yeah, just try and be experimental whilst you're indoors. Yeah, at the end of the day, if you're showing off the designs how you'd want to see them, then you're all good.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like I have like my own sort of side Instagram as well, and I feel like since being in lockdown, it's almost like forced me to be more creative at home. Like I found like corners of my house and like the garden that I never would have thought to shoot in before. Yeah. So I think you've just got to like get creative with it, really. So I think that's a really good tip. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I think I'm going to open up for some questions to everyone watching. So whether it's about Jack's merch or about his YouTube channel, throw some questions out there and we'll see what we get.
Yeah, loads of my viewers in the chat, so thank you.
Yeah, it's great to get the support, isn't it?
What are they saying?
Someone said about your hair is a different colour.
I recently dyed it, so.
Was that a lockdown decision or was that before?
It was. Me and my flatmates literally thought, well, there's no better time than to do it. So
exactly.
we went for it.
This is the time to experiment, right?
Izzy Hack said, how to get your first 100 sales. You've literally just, like promoting as much as possible, like try and link, if you've got a YouTube channel, link it to the Teespring. If you've got an Instagram, link it to your Teespring. Like literally just keep trying, advertise yourself as much as possible, and yeah, you'll get there eventually.
Someone asked, is there going to be more merch soon?
Oh, absolutely. I'm literally working on my next line at the moment. So fingers crossed it'll be within the next few months. Yeah, very exciting.
Awesome. Yeah, we're excited to see that. What else is people saying? Will there be posters?
Ooh, the designs that I'm working on could very well be put onto posters. At the moment, the only stuff I have out is the long sleeve and a jumper. So I'm definitely looking at adding more products with this next line. So yeah, but Teespring has such a wide range of products. So
it's important to remember, like, even though we've got the basic apparel like t-shirts, long sleeves, hoodies, but we have a wide range of other like non-apparel items like bags and hats and things like that. So you can get like super creative with it.
Yeah, Stephen just said, will you release any accessories? Like you just released fanny packs, right?
We did, yeah.
I don't know, that could be cool for like festival season and stuff.
I feel like that would work well with your, you know, streetwear vibe.
Yeah, that's something I'm definitely down to look into in the future.
Someone said, what's your own favourite piece of merchandise that you've released so far?
I'd probably say is the jumper that I put out. I've got it over here. For those of you that don't know of myself or Fort Park, the theme park in the UK, this is basically a really old ride that was at the park. It's called X, and it was my favourite ride. So, yeah, it was just sick to put that on a jumper, and I see loads of people out wearing it, and it's just so sick to see. So I'd say that's probably my favourite thing I've put out, but stuff I'm working on is hopefully going to top that. But, yeah, that's probably my favourite at the moment.
I have a question for you. What's the best ride that you've ever been on? Ever?
Oh my. There's this theme park in Germany called Phantasialand, and there's a fantastic ride called Taron. Other than that, in Disney World in Florida, there's a ride called Flight of Passage. Incredible. It's themed around Avatar and stuff. So yeah, very, very much a fan of that.
Awesome. I was supposed to go to Florida this year to go to Disneyland, but I'm not sure if that's happening anymore. But
booked in September, hopefully. But I don't know. It's hard to tell at this point, isn't it?
It is. Someone said, any tips on how to make a promotional YouTube video?
If you're talking about clothes and stuff, just literally any close-up shots of the clothes of you or someone else wearing the clothes, showing that they're, you know, having a good time. Just be creative with it, really, and then just try and edit it together with a nice soundtrack over the top, because in all of my merch videos, I use my good friend Archie Stevens. He's incredible at making music, so I use all of his tracks to create like a ambience to the music, videos and stuff.
Yeah, I think that's a good tip, actually. Like, you don't have to do these things entirely on your own. Like, if you've got friends, or, you know, you can find people out there that have got skills in like videography or editing. You know, if you're not too sure, like the tools that you need are out there. So I think that's good. Because I know for me, I'm like, sometimes I'm like, all right, I need to do everything on my own, but it is good to work in teams sometimes on these things.
Oh, absolutely,
too. Yeah. Okay, what have we got? Someone said, do you think it's better to launch products one by one or all at the same time, like as a range?
So the way I do it, and I don't know if this is the way to do it, but I would create a line, as in like a design, and then I put that design on a range of products. So it's kind of a mix of the both, just because people can choose which product they want that logo or design on, and then when the next design comes out, you know, they can get another of the same product. Or so that's the way I do it. I don't know if you recommend different ways, but
I mean, it really depends on the creator. Like, if you have like the capacity to create loads of different designs, cool. Like, but obviously creating designs can take a long time. So I think if you've got a solid design that you're happy with, go with that one. And then I think once you've, you know, launched that and that's been successful, you can then go on to launch a new one. And I think people get excited as well. Like, if you've got like a limited range, it can sometimes help, you know, if you're like, I'm going to be launching a brand new design to add to it, then people get more excited about it, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see what else we got. Someone said you should make some Fright Night merch exclusives.
Oh, well, that was actually an idea, but I don't know if this whole COVID situation might mess it up a bit, but that's definitely something that I'm hoping to do. Those of you that don't know, Fright Nights is a Halloween event put on by Fort Park, so yeah. Yeah,
I went to that a few years ago, and I can't tell you how many times I screamed when I went through the mazes.
It's
it was
terrifying.
so scary.
Absolutely terrifying.
Oh, let's see what else we got. Cool. People asking for shout outs. Someone called Hedges B07. Jack, can I get a shout out?
Hedges B07, big up, big up. Someone's saying they're a gaming creator. Would it be a good way to show off my merch on an Instagram post? Absolutely. It doesn't matter what kind of creator you are. If you can expand your like horizons, post on whatever social media you have, it's going to help. Like, people are going to see it. So yeah, absolutely do that. Yeah,
definitely. We always recommend like trying to sort of make different promotional content on different platforms. Like Instagram is obviously great for like any pictures or, you know, videos. Same with YouTube, videos is great. And then you can also, there's other tools on YouTube such as live, like the live streaming. You could even like launch merch that way. Same with like Twitch. If you're a gamer, you can obviously talk about your merch in your streams as well, which is a great way to get people aware of it, essentially. Cool. I think it's probably, maybe one last one. How can you design merchandise if you don't have Photoshop skills?
I don't really know. I mean, Teespring does make it super, super easy to get your designs on there. So even if you're not experienced, like, they have a load of tips and help to get you through that. But even just learning something like Photoshop, or GIMP is a free version of Photoshop, it's not the hardest program to use, and you can just throw together some stuff. But yeah, if you don't want to do that, Teespring do offer great.
Yeah, we've got a lot of like design resources on our training center, which I'll link after the stream. You don't have to like have, you know, loads of Photoshop skills to be able to create a design. There's a lot of online like tools that you can use as well. So I think that's important to remember. But yeah, as I said, I'll link all of our like resources afterwards too. Cool. I think that's probably enough questions. So I just want to point out that like we kind of covered it, but we're aware that like everyone might not have like big cameras or like lighting equipment, but I just want to point out that you don't necessarily need that to take quality photos. You can just use your phone. Like,
you've got a phone, you've got a camera, like. Exactly.
A lot of the time when we're looking for like people to repost, like we repost a lot of selfies. Like I feel like they're just as good, to be honest. Like, as long as you can see the design, that's the main thing, right?
If you're being creative, you can do anything. You don't need the most expensive camera or whatever.
Exactly. But yeah, as I said, we've got design resources, promotion resources. So I'm going to link all of those. They're all like free to read. We also have videos on our YouTube channel as well, where our community manager talks through like the different tips that we've come up with. So I'll make sure to link all of that for everyone to look at afterwards. So I want to say thank you to Jack for joining. You've been great.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been good to have a bit of an insight into like how creators do their thing, really. So I'll make sure to pop this live stream on our stories afterwards, and it'll be live for 24 hours. And then we will be posting this as an IGTV next week, and it'll go up on our YouTube channel as well. So if anyone's missed out, we can pop it on there and people can see it. So thank you everyone for joining, and thank you to Jack for being our guest today.
Thank you for having me, and thanks to everyone that joined.
Yeah, have a great day everyone, and we'll see you soon. Bye.